Will the meeting come to order? Please rise for the pledge.
No action, vote please.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the Village Board meeting of March 11th, 2024. Roll call, please.
Possession.
Here.
Kraus. Gardner.
Here.
Stacy.
Here.
Terry.
Here.
Giannotti.
Here.
Okay, in your packet you have minutes of the last meeting. Does anyone have any changes? If not, can we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Roll call.
Possession.
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
Giannotti.
Yes.
Does anyone in the audience wish to address the board? All right, there is no village clerk's report tonight. So under my report, actually we were going to have an application for Huddle Sports Cards and Collectibles for a liquor license, but I spoke to him before the meeting and he wasn't quite prepared to come forth yet, so he will be at the next meeting. Village commissions, 4th of July commission. I guess we don't have, let's do trustee Giannotti.
Let me change hats really quick.
There you go.
So we had our last scheduled meeting, was a couple weeks ago. We're going to be putting the car bid out, so that'll be coming soon. If it hasn't gone out yet, should
I
I?
think he said today or
Did
something.
it get posted?
It's not posted yet.
Not yet.
So it will be coming, so we will be looking for the car, so that's coming up. So we are going, as the village board discussed last year, we waived the bidding process the last couple of years and just allowed the commission to go out and solicit a couple bids because of the car market. This year we decided to go back to the bidding process, so we're gonna carry that process out and see what we get for bids. So we'll see how that works out. Planning's in full swing. Other than that, later on in the report, we decided on, last year, the village board approved it, paving the asphalt driveway off Penfield along the backside of the park, goes past the stage and everything. We got a price from the same contractor that did the beer stand, so that's something that's on the agenda for tonight. So we'll talk about that a little bit later, but that would end up now paving all areas in the park, leaving the only area that wouldn't be grass or pavement will be the little pea gravel area along Field 1, which Public Works is talking about maybe changing part of that back to grass anyway.
Part of it eventually.
So it'll kind of finish out that park, so like, you know, it's nice during the 4th that's limestone, but it kind of defeats the purpose. So we thought, you know, for the rest of the year, people with wheelchairs and stuff, and make it more handicap accessible, help with water runoff and everything like that, so that's why we're kind of pushing for that, so that's on the agenda. And then our next scheduled meeting is April 4th at 6:30 here at Village Hall. Other than that, that concludes my report.
All right, Youth Commission, trustee session.
Thank you very much. Mother Sundance will be Saturday, March 23rd from 6 to 8 p.m. at the junior high. You can register at villageofbeecher.org. The BYC's next meeting is March 19th at the Village Hall at 7:30 p.m. And that concludes my report.
All right, Historic Preservation Commission, trustee Gardner.
Thank you. The Historic Preservation Commission will be hosting a stop for the Day on the Dixie Car Club event. This will be on June 22nd, 2024. Our next meeting will be on Wednesday, March 13th at 6 p.m. to discuss plans for the Day on the Dixie event. And also on Saturday, March 16th at 9 a.m. we will have a spring cleaning day, so to speak, for the depot and the caboose. So if anybody would like to volunteer.
What date is that?
That is Saturday, March 16th at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. All righty. Committee reports, Finance and Administration Committee, trustee session.
All right. First up, consider a motion approving the treasurer's report. Donna.
The total for the village accounts for the end of February, $8,331,007.11. The February month-end total for the commission accounts, $233,003. The total combined $8,564,010.11. The February month end in general, $1,381,594.53. The commission and non-AP payments for the month of February totaled $362,404.24.
All right, I'll make a motion approving the treasurer's report.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion, roll call.
Giannetti,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Gardner,
Yes.
Possession.
Yes. All right, variance reports for the previous month are enclosed for your review. Next up, we'll consider a motion approving the list of bills and payroll. So the bills are in your packet. There have been no changes since it was sent out. So unless there are any questions, I'll make a motion to approve the bills at a total of $126,770.19.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion, roll call.
Possession.
Yes.
Gardner,
Yes.
Stacy. Terry,
Yes.
Giannetti.
Yes.
All right, and next up, we have a motion regarding the paving that Joe talked about. Joe, do you want to take this one, or?
It's up to you, Ben. It's enclosed here, guys, so work is paving, we already awarded the bid for the driveway, so this would be an add-on to that, but it's separate, so it's under 2,500, but the commission still wants to bring it to the village board's attention, because it is village property, so everyone okay with us paving the beer stand area? And we got any complaints about it? Okay. Go for it, Ben.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the proposal in the amount of $20,212.40 from Workers Paving, using 4th of July Commission funds to pave the beer stand area at Fireman's Park, consisting of all the stone areas around the beer stand garage and the Big Six building.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a couple of seconds, discussion, roll call.
Giannetti,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Gardner,
Yes.
Possession.
Yes. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Public Buildings and Properties, Parks and Recreation Committee, trustee Giannetti.
It's gonna be a mouthful today, so.
Yeah.
Discuss and consider a motion to approve bid packages 1 through 5 as submitted and negotiated by JMA Architects in the total contract amount of $1,029,345 for the new police facility. These bid packets, so bid packet 1 is for site infrastructure, which is Reichel Plumbing in the amount of $230,000. Bid package 2 is for the earthwork, which will be awarded to MGM Excavating LLC in the amount of $455,000. Bid package 3 is for the site work concrete, which is Concrete by Wagner in the amount of $69,000. Bid package 4 for paving is going to be awarded to Matthew Paving in the amount of $93,345. And bid package 5 for the cast in place concrete, which is also awarded to Concrete by Wagner in the amount of $182,000. So I did have a conversation with Jim and Jerry last week. The reason for doing both the concretes is Concrete by Wagner won both those bids. So instead of just doing the concrete for the foundation, just approving both for the site. So this basically gets the ball rolling for us. So this is gonna be all the underground, getting the earth moved, kind of getting the ball rolling. So in the meantime, JMA is gonna continue working with the rest of the contractors to kind of negotiate. So that's the negotiation aspect of this. But the numbers we were presented at the last meeting, they were able to negotiate down just over $9,600 from those prices. So they got a little bit more in cost savings off. So they're gonna continue working with the rest of the contractors throughout the rest of the bid packages. There's a couple bid packages that we might just end up waiving the bids on and kind of going a different route. So one of those is the generator. They're gonna look at a couple different avenues with the generator, and they're still looking at different manufacturers for certain products where we might be able to not give up anything, but like save a little bit in a cosmetic area just by switching a manufacturer based on maybe something that the contractor bid out and they go, well, instead of using this fixture, let's use this fixture, it's a little bit of cost savings, something like that. So they're still evaluating all those, they will be here next month to kind of present the rest of this, but we wanted to get the ball rolling, show people that, hey, we're doing something, this is a go, so this is why we came up with these 5 portions, so they were able to negotiate down and get that all prepared, so, this is kind of the ball rolling on it.
Yeah, and I mean, for people that are watching, important to note that we had some money set to the side for overages, et cetera. We had about $500,000 in the general fund set aside for that. So we are able to, even with some of the higher quotes, we're able to get started on this, and we should be able to, continue on. We just have to tighten the belt on a whole lot of things we were hoping we wouldn't, but, the money didn't just come out of thin air. It's just that, we have reallocated some of the furnishing money, and whatever we need to do to get that building up, we will, do what it takes. And like I said, it's just, do things as well, but, as frugally as possible.
And on top of that, like, we're still gonna be able to, this portion of the project's gonna take quite a while to do, so that's not like we gotta have all the money up front right now. So
Right.
there's still opportunities there to keep some of that money generating some interest and stuff to try to get a little extra out of the, project, so. Any other questions? No? So, like I said, they'll be here next meeting, so in 2 weeks they'll be here to kind of do the rest of the presentation and answer any questions that we have in general. It's just, this is kind of, there's no point in having them here tonight. So, I would like to make a motion to approve bid packages 1 through 5 as submitted and negotiated by JMA Architects in total, for the contract amount of $1,029,345 for the new police facility.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Discussion? Roll call?
Possession,
Yes.
Gardner,
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Giannotti.
Yes. And that concludes my report.
All right. Planning, Building, and Zoning Committee, Trustee Gardner.
Building Department monthly report is enclosed. Consider approval of an ordinance replacing section 3-2-10 of the village code pertaining to contractors' license fees and repealing all village code sections and ordinances or parts thereof in conflict therewith. It's a mouthful.
Easy for you to say.
Do we have an ordinance number?
That is 1400.
All right, I will make a motion approving ordinance number 1400, replacing section 3-2-10 of the village code of the village of Beecher pertaining to contractors' license fees and repealing all village code sections and ordinances or parts thereof in conflict therewith.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Discussion? Roll call?
Giannotti,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes,
Possession.
Yes.
and that concludes my report.
Public Safety Committee, Trustee Terry.
Thank you, Mayor. The Police Department monthly reports enclosed. Chief, anything you'd like to add?
We put in for a grant for recruitment and retention. We received it, all the officers got $1,000 in October, we'll get another $1,000 next October. And then, we had such good luck with that, put in for a forensic grant. And, it was for, forensic machine that would do analysis of, weapons, guns, and then, so, we got it. So, and we haven't paid up, so it's a $25,000 grant. So we're gonna use it with our Beecher Crime Task Force. Our officers will be trained in it, and they can bring it with them whenever they get called out to a town where they have gunshots. We only had one in 35 years, and we knew who did it last year. That says a lot about our town here. Pretty safe town. But we got the machine really so that the Beecher Crime Task Force can use it.
Also, too, I know we were talking about the flop cameras in the budget, but last week, we ended up recovering a stolen automobile. So, I'll that's what I think it was out of
It's
Kankakee.
based on the flock,
Not based, yeah, based on the flock, it was out of Kankakee, right?
yes.
So, we were able to recover that as well, so. The EMA monthly report's also enclosed, Director Hyman, anything like that?
Yeah, tomorrow I'm meeting with Will County to finalize our updated EOP, which has been in the works for over a year. Final changes will be made, and then I'll get a copy to the Public Safety Committee to overlook it, and the village board, and we should have a new, emergency operation plan, in effect.
Thank you. Also, the code enforcement monthly report, is enclosed. Moving forward, consider an approval of an ordinance authorizing the execution of an intergovernmental agreement between the village of Beecher and the village of Peatone related to administrative adjudication.
Did everybody get a chance to look at it, or I know this is all kind of, we just were hot off the press, we just ran copies and, yeah.
So the next couple, approvals will, I mean, obviously, we know what that's for. As far as, it's making, moving forward with our adjudication process, changing our different ordinances over, to where this way, when people write, some of the citations, if the officers are writing citations, that those citations is like a state citation. State citation, Beecher gets a minimal amount of, money from any of the fines, to where this way, now that we're moving forward with the local adjudication, the Beecher would be able to issue a lower fine. I think the state fine is $164, depending on what the fines are on our local ordinance. That whole money, that total amount on the local ordinance violation would then go into our general fund. So a lot of the different ordinances and stuff that we're approving and we're changing into, it's just verbiage as far as within the Illinois Vehicle Code, Chapter 12, which is like equipment violations, different things, cell phones,
And this would
improper
be between,
lighting.
yeah, Beecher and Peatone, so
Beecher
you guys
and
would,
Peatone, right.
how would the fees work, like if it was a Beecher ticket, we would get
So
that?
Beecher only receives the money from the tickets that Beecher writes.
We'll share the mutual expenses of the hearing officer and any other expenses, like we're gonna have to have a credit card machine and a pump, we'll share all the expenses.
I think that's, and then obviously, also to the, parking, standing, I think that we have to change some of that stuff within our ordinances as well. I think that's kind of it in a nutshell. Anything I left out, chief?
We have the, collections one, right? Is that up today?
Yeah, I'll
Yes.
buy them.
We have,
Yeah, there's 4 that are up.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do each one of them separately, but.
Right. Okay, so, I'd like to make a motion, for the approval of an ordinance authorizing the execution of an intergovernmental agreement between, the village of Beecher and the village of Peatone related to administrative adjudication.
And that would be 1401. There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion, roll call.
Possession,
Yes.
Gardner,
Yes.
Stacy.
Yep.
Terry,
Yes.
Giannotti,
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to, consider an approval of the ordinance adding section 1-4-6 of the Village of Beecher Municipal Code, and repealing the village code sections and ordinances or parts therefore in conflict with therewith.
And that's ordinance number.
1402.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion, roll call.
Giannotti,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
Possession,
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion for approval of ordinance adding chapter 14 and title 9 of the Village of Beecher Municipal Code and repealing all village code sections and ordinances or parts thereof in conflict therewith, considering the administrative adjudication of standing, parking, and vehicle compliance regulation violations. Okay. Quick question on that. So.
Well, hang on, there's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Discussion?
So in the packet, it says 14, on the actual ordinance, it says chapter 13.
Oh, there's another one.
Yeah, the next one is.
Oh.
The next one's gonna be chapter.
Oh, there, it's ordered. See, there you go. I'm looking at the wrong one.
There's a lot going on here.
I wanted to make sure I was looking at the right one.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Possession,
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
Giannotti.
Yes.
Alright, and consider a motion and approval for an ordinance adding chapter 13 and title 9 of the Village of Beecher Municipal Code and repealing all village code sections and ordinances or parts thereof in conflict therewith, considering the administrative adjudication of municipal ordinances and building code violations.
That would be ordinance number 1404. There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Discussion? Roll call.
Giannotti.
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
Possession.
Yes.
And that concludes my report.
Mayor, regarding the intergovernmental agreement between us and Peatone, so the board knows, Peatone had already approved one by their board. It was sent to us, our attorney made some changes, so there may be a chance that when it goes back to them, they might change it again, and we might see it again, just if you heads up. But hopefully not, hopefully they'll agree to it, there were minor changes, but.
Okay. All righty. Public Works Committee, Trustee Stacy.
Thank you, Mayor. The water bill registry is, report for January and February is enclosed. Public Works monthly report is enclosed for your review. Water Department monthly report is enclosed and for your review, and the Sewer Department's monthly report is enclosed for your review. Discussion and consideration of the motion to approve the proposal from M.E. Simpson and Company Incorporated to conduct a water distribution service leak detection survey in the amount not to exceed $8,000. The superintendent will provide an explanation. Matthew?
Yeah, so obviously we've been fighting our pump to build ratio for quite a while. This January and February one, if you look at the report, we're at about 56%, which is absolutely horrible. The last billing cycle for, what would it be, November, December was right around the same. It might have even been a little bit lower. We had a fire hydrant get struck on the corner of Oak Park and Indiana during an ice storm. Allstate Insurance is reimbursing us the $8,000 for that work being done up there, which is, so what I'm looking to do is this expense right here for the leak detection is unbudgeted this year. But we're getting funds back in right at the end of our fiscal year that I can't really say that we have an exact need for right now. I'd like to use them for this. I'm hoping, M.E. Simpson's a great company. They do work all over the nation. I'm hoping that they can find something majorly wrong in our system for us to fix, because I am honestly at a loss. I don't know what else to do at this point. So with this, on the very last page of your packet is Simpson's actual proposal. Their proposals are like 15 pages long, but this is where the numbers come in. So they're looking at $2,350 for the ductile iron pipe, which is mainly west of Dixie Highway, and then $4,700 for the PVC pipe, which is mainly east of Dixie Highway. I'll be very honest, the cost of $4,700 for the PVC pipe is not So when they're leak detecting plastic pipe, it's extremely difficult for them to get a harmonic tone off of it, where the metal pipe, they can hear like the whistling of the water leaking past something. The PVC pipe is extremely difficult. They have to use a different type of system and whatnot. There might only be a 20 or 30% chance that they'll actually find something on that. But with us at a 56% pump to build ratio, I think $4,000 in this aspect is a good spending, you know, in order for us to try to find something, because again, we are at a loss. Don and I have gone over our numbers trying to figure out on the metering side of things. Our public works guys have gone out multiple times on different B boxes and service lines around town up in Nantucket Cove, where we've, you know, seen major leaks and stuff like that, and we're not coming up with anything big. So I'm hoping that Emmy Simpson can either find something major or a bunch of little things that can get us back up at least into the 70s where we used to be. Higher would obviously be better, but that's my explanation on that.
No, they're a very good company. I used to use them when they first started out. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the proposal from Remy Simpson to conduct a water distribution leak detection survey in the amount not to exceed $8,000.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion, roll call.
Possession?
Yes.
Gardner?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Giannotti?
Yes.
Okay, update on emergency repairs needed for Cardinal Creek Lift Station. One of the pumps at the lift station went down last week. The cost of replacement and the labor to install is an estimate at approximately $40,000. And that's my report there.
You cannot assume we don't have, we didn't have that budgeted somewhere?
That we did not. I think we did come up with 20 to 30,000 in the budget that we still have remaining to cover a majority of that cost. So there will be discussion coming up on the secondary pump that's in that same pit. They were both put in April of 2006, so almost 18 years. So we're looking, the pump's actually going to be replaced tomorrow, so we're going to replace pump 2, pull pump 1, check its condition, assuming it's literally right next to it in the same pit, in the same conditions, the same age. It's probably going to be in the same condition. It's just this one actually completely failed. So we're kind of on borrowed time in that aspect with the pump 1. So we may be in the same boat, hopefully budgeted though, come May 1st, so.
Alrighty. Any more good news? Economic Development Community Relations Committee Trustee session.
Thank you very much. We'll keep this one short. Update on village newsletter. This is the last call for articles. Anyone would like to appear in the newsletter? So,
I am half done with mine. I actually worked on it over the weekend, Ms. Jeanette. And then I got waylaid today. I was gonna finish it up, but,
I need all articles by March 24th, so you
all
guys.
right, I got time.
all right, I assume that means there's no new suggestions, in which case that concludes my report.
Alrighty. Any old business to come before the board? I thought of something earlier, but now I can't think of what it is.
I'll say the pickleball courts will be open first week of April. I know that's been a hot topic on social media,
Oh,
so.
I do got a question.
Yeah.
Who maintains the fence? Is it us or is it the school?
It's us.
Okay, so I guess, I received a couple of calls. I guess there was kids, bending the fence and crawling underneath there over the weekend, so if we can check and maybe re-secure maybe the fences to the posts.
Okay.
So, thank you.
Okay. Any new business to come before the board?
So I've got one. Just a letter to read. So, to the village president, staff, my fellow trustees, and residents of the village of Beecher. It's been a difficult decision to make, but as of today, I must tender my resignation from the village board, effective following the next board meeting on March 25th. Current circumstances require me to refocus myself on my family. My mother-in-law is recovering from a battle with breast cancer. My father's been struggling with health issues for some time now and has become bedbound and requiring more care. Finally, and more happily, we welcomed a third child into our family a few months ago. I find myself confronted with my own inability to dedicate the amount of time and energy to village responsibilities that they deserve, and so feel it is in the best interest of the village for me to step down and allow someone else to fill this role until the next election. Originally, I accepted a short appointment to the board following trustee Basil's move from Beecher, and now 2 elections later, I'm regretful to have to leave as I have truly enjoyed my time on the board. It has been an incredible learning opportunity to see all the behind-the-scenes work that goes into the village. I feel grateful to have had the opportunity to help guide the village during this time, and to have worked with my fellow trustees, the village president, and village staff. Although we have not always agreed on how best to proceed, I know that we were always all still guided with the best interests of the village and residents at heart. I look forward to seeing everyone around town at the upcoming summer concert series, 4th of July Fest, and the tree lighting ceremony later this year. In closing, thank you to the residents for the opportunity to serve up until now.
Well, I would like to say thank you for that letter, but I hate to see you go, but, you know, we understand. And we will still have you till the end of the month, so.
Yes.
All righty. All right, any other new business to come before the board? All right, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, roll call.
Gianni,
Yes.
Carey.
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
Possession.
Yes.